Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see I'm starting off with my P. Louise base and just blending that on in. Today I'm going to be using a different palette. I recently bought the Sample Beauty palette, and I believe it's called the Equaliser palette volume 2. Now starters, obviously the palette itself is a very pretty looking palette. It's one of those palettes where I feel like you could easily go into this palette if you enjoy, you know, the warm tones, because this palette does offer the warm tones, but it also gives you a few colors that you can work with, very easy colors that a lot of people inexperienced maybe in makeup wouldn't be so threatened to use. So there's like plummy pink colors, there's some orangey colors, and yeah, very wearable, very easy to blend colors. The mattes, really easy to blend, as you can see here. Just gone in with the darkest plummy purple shade and just piled that on in my kind of crease, and also kind of made a bit of like a wing shape with the eyeshadow as well. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of piling that on in. But also, like, yeah, so the mattes are really easy to work with. The ones that I used, really easy to work with, really easy to blend. I didn't notice any patchiness, so I really rate that. The shimmery shades are so unusual. Like, I don't mean that in a negative way. Don't take that negatively. But, you know, it's really hard to describe. It's like, I don't think I've ever experienced these kind of shimmery shades. I only used, well, technically I used 2 shimmery shades in this look. I used one for the lid and then one for my inner corner. But I'm really intrigued to try and use these shades again to kind of experience them on my lid. I did kind of, you know, like touch them and like wipe them on my hand, you know, as you do when you get a palette, you know, standard. But yeah, it's just, I don't know how to even describe it, but they feel like butter, literally feels buttery. And the sheen, it's very, not like sparkly, not like glittery or nothing like that, but it's just so shiny looking. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could imagine like the sun glaring on your eyes and the shimmer just projecting off your eyes. Like, that is literally how I would describe those shimmery shades, which I think would be absolutely perfect for the summer months to come. Especially now that we're able to like go out and stuff, I could just see the sun beaming off of your eyelids, and those shades just look stunning on. Obviously, I've only swatched them on my hand. I've not swatched every single one of them on my lid, but they're just so unusual. Like, I don't know how else to describe them. Like, they're not chunky, they're not, you know, they're not gritty, you know, they just slide on, you know, as I swatched them on my hand. It was really pleasant to do, really. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go and use this palette again and try and use more of the shimmery shades, just because they're just so unusual. But again, I don't mean that negatively at all. They are just like a whole different ball game, I feel like, you know. They're not like the shimmery shades that kind of can feel a bit thick on your eyelids sometimes. They're not that consistency. They're quite a thin, sheeny shimmer. Am I making sense? But yeah, as you can see, at the minute anyway, I'm just kind of blending those purpley bits out. I do go over all the purpley shades again. So this is just the first layer of going through all the purples to pinks. You know, going through the gradient of darkest to lightest. And then I will do it again. I tend to do this with a lot of my dramatic looks, just because I prefer the payoff. Because obviously, as you're blending your colours together, sometimes you can blend away the pigment. And obviously, just applying that second layer will help build that pigmentation a better, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of what I do with my more dramatic looks, and it is what I do here. But yeah, the mattes that I used, really enjoy. I do really want to try and use like the orangey shades. I want to do like a really nice summer goddess kind of look. I think that would be really nice, but I don't think it's going to be one of those dramatic looks that I usually do. I think it's just going to be a very basic summertime, yeah, like shimmery goddess kind of feel, which I'm getting quite excited about summer because obviously in the UK for summer, our kind of end of lockdown time is I think the 21st of June, and obviously that is slowly approaching. We're nearly at the end of May, so not that far to go. Really, it's during like the 6 weeks holiday, I suppose. But yeah, my birthday's in July, so it'd just be nice. Like I'm a Cancer, so I'm not gonna go off and like paint the town red or anything like that. No, don't get it twisted. But it'd be just nice to, just feel free. Do you know what I mean? Like not feel restricted. Because I don't like that feeling of feeling like backed into a corner, which is kind of what the pandemic has kind of done. I think it's made us all feel like we're kind of backed into a corner and kind of we can't expand that. Like this is where you need to stay and that's it. And after this pandemic is hopefully over, done with, sayonara, we'll all feel a bit more free, and I think it will definitely make everyone feel a whole lot better. But yeah, as I said, I'm just going through all those shades again, and then I do kind of do one of those, so I do a bit of a cut crease, but it's one of those cut creases that kind of fling out. I think it's probably got a name for it, but do you think I know the name for it? No, definitely not. So I'm just going on my P. Louise bases here. I used the pink one, the lighter pink one, and I used the white, and I just kind of mixed them together because I don't want it to look too pink. I wanted it to look a bit more like pastel pink. So yeah, I'm just kind of lightly going in with those colours, just mix them together on the back of my hand, and just create a bit of a cut crease. Now the cut crease that I'm talking about, you see what I mean? It has a bit of like a flick. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know the name. But yeah, I'm just kind of flicking it out. It did take me a minute because every time I got one bit of it perfect, the next bit didn't line up. So I then had to correct it, and then the next bit didn't line up. You know what I mean? It was just kind of, it was one of those days apparently. I was really shaky because I even did some eyeliner, and even then I was like shaking with my eyeliner. I was like, I don't usually have this problem. But today I was having that problem. So yeah. Just finishing up the cut crease, obviously going in with the purpley shade. I think the second darkest purple shade I went in with, just to kind of blend those edges out, just a tad, just a smidge, just so it didn't look so kind of like blunt. I wasn't really feeling that. So yeah, I just kind of faded them out slightly, and then I go in with this shimmery shade. Now it obviously looks pink in the pan, but when you kind of apply it to the lid, it looks like pink in some lights, gold in other lights. And it kind of does like a nice shift as you kind of, turn your head into different lights and whatever. And yeah, I really like that kind of colour. I think it went with the look that I wanted to do for that day. I think it kind of worked nicely. And yeah, I'm just kind of piling that on. I go in with a smaller kind of shader brush just to really get those edges because I don't want to get too messy with it. And then yeah, I just kind of blend out the edges a bit more there. And then I do go in with a white liner from Nyx. Now, I used Nyx eyeliner, like, it must have been like a couple years ago now, and I swore it used to crack all the time on me when I tried to use it, and I could never figure out how to not make it crack. But then I started reading that other people were starting to use it recently and saying it's like basically the best white eyeliner they can use. So I thought, oh, maybe they've changed their formula, So I did buy it from Beauty Bay. Did not crack on me. Well, I tell a lie, it cracked on me like in the evening time. I noticed it about, I don't know, 6 o'clock maybe. I started to notice it crack a little bit in between. But honestly, I was ready to take my makeup off at that time anyway, so it didn't affect me. You know what I mean? And in regards to other white liners that I've tried to use, the cracking that I would get, I'd want to take my makeup off straight away because cracking was just, peeing me off basically. Like, I just had enough. But yeah, this white eyeliner, the tip of it, very thin. The formula was quite thin, but you were able to layer it on at least twice. So I liked that. I liked that you were able to layer it on twice and it didn't start cracking immediately, because a lot of white eyeliners, if you layer them on more than once, immediately they start to crack and becomes very frustrating. You know what I mean? So yeah, I did actually like this white eyeliner. I rate it. It's very affordable. It's from NYX. And if you're looking for a white eyeliner that you can just do kind of smaller details with on the lid, I definitely recommend getting it. It's just good to have in your makeup collection, you know, just for a rainy day, you know. So yeah, definitely pleased with how that worked out. You know, I was thanking my lucky stars. And then I'm just going in with my Ofra liquid liner. This is my favorite black liquid liner. Not gonna lie, it's just so easy to use. And I'm just kind of doing a very basic thin line, and then I'm gonna blend it out with the black and the dark plummy purple color, just to kind of smoke out the edges, just so it didn't look so blunt. I will be applying false lashes, but I just like to make it feel like it's kind of seamlessly faded out. It's just for me, really. I doubt it makes any difference after you've put false lashes on, but it just makes me feel like no one can definitely see like the end of that liquid liner, you know. Yeah. Just applying some mascara. This is probably my favorite mascara, not gonna lie. I've bought, this is like the third tube that I've bought in a couple months, so you know. But yeah, I go off and do my face off camera just because I basically did everything the exact same as my last makeup video. Literally the same skin, okay? And then I just go in and do some Doll Beauty lashes, which I really quite liked. I thought it suited the look really nicely, kind of made it look really like girly and fluffy and kind of like, I don't know, like majestic looking. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I'm just finishing off the lower lashes, just going through the gradient of the darkest to the lightest purple, and make sure they're all kind of blended out nicely. And then I do go and kind of correct the outer part of my eye to make sure it really kind of blends out towards the temples, because you know, that's what I like to do. It's just one of those things, I just think it really takes that look for the next level, makes it look extra dramatic when you really fade it out into the temples. So yeah, that's kind of what I like to do anyway. So yeah, just making sure that bottom lash line, sorry, is extra blended out, and then I'm just going to take the lightest pink there and just make sure it's all kind of all snatched up. So yeah, this is kind of where the look finishes. I apply some lower lash mascara. What else? I also just do an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. So the inner corner, I go in, there's this like white sparkly shade, but it isn't white. It kind of has like a yellowy, pinky sheen to it. So I just kind of apply that for my inner corner. And then for my brow bone, I just use the highlighter that I used on my face. So yeah, this looks pretty much complete. I think it's quite like a pretty kind of, yeah, like I said, like a majestic kind of fairy kind of look. I don't know. I think it's really cute for spring. It wasn't too tricky, it wasn't too complicated, but I just feel like it's quite kind of eye-catching. So yeah, definitely give this look a try, especially if you have this palette. And if you don't have this palette, I do intend on doing another makeup look, but I definitely say at least look into getting it because it is really, really pretty. So yeah, guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and also feel free and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.